Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. A few days ago, we got the premiere of Stargirl, the new show from Greg Berlanti into the DC universe. I'm a really big fan of his work, so I was really excited to see his new show coming out. And in typical Greg Berlanti fashion, he does not disappoint. Set 10 years after the original Golden Age of Heroes and the fall of the Justice Society, Courtney Whitmore is the new girl in town with a new family to go with it, and it's one that she isn't quite used to yet. But everything changes when she finds keepsakes from her father's past. It's a classic setup that introduces the world to the character and the audience at the same time, so we can all make our way through the story together. Not a lot actually happens in the pilot, but that's okay. The pilot's job was to set up the world and the characters, and this does that just fine. It even finds the time to set up a couple of mysteries to be solved throughout the season. And once you get past all of the obligatory introduction setups, the pilot is actually pretty interesting. There are only a few action scenes in the pilot for what will be a primarily action TV show. And the biggest one came at the beginning. It was dark, a little bit hard to follow, but that's not really the point. It only really existed to set up the world that this story takes place in. And again, it does that pretty well. You get the gist, you know what happens, you know the history, and it gets through it pretty quick. Onto the main story. The rest of the action was really just accidental. It's stuff that happened while our character was getting her introduction. The action was campy at times, and I couldn't always take it very seriously. But being a DCTV show, I really didn't have to. It seems like the creators are having more and more fun with every Berlanti show they put on air, and this one was no different. It was actually really fun to watch. I mean, they even put a giant robot in there. The relationship between Courtney and her stepfather Pat was icy at first, and it felt a bit forced.
Stop pretending you're my dad, okay?
But their dynamic actually ends up making them both a great on-screen duo.
You blew up a car.
I didn't, it did!
The heartfelt moments gave me a bit of hope for the relationship in the show moving forward.
This isn't just about keeping my secret. This is about keeping your mother and you safe.
Not to mention, I love the way that she interacts with the staff. It's like its own living, breathing character, and it's really fun to watch. I think Brec Bassinger plays her role perfectly, and I seem to like Luke Wilson in almost every role he plays. And I think the way he and Brec interact with each other on screen is a really interesting dynamic, and I look forward to how their relationship plays out throughout the seasons. Other than the two of them, there's not really much character building that happens with anybody else in the pilot. Of course, characters are introduced, but other than the family, no individual character really gets more than just a few scenes. And none of them really stand out unless you already have prior knowledge of the characters. For the most part, they're introduced with a cursory glance, which, when you have a TV pilot, you kind of have to do sometimes, so I'm not too mad about it. I have heard that the show does get better over the next couple of episodes and really hits its stride after that, so we'll just have to wait and see. But I've got really high hopes for this show, and from what I've heard so far, I think it's going to live up to them. But for now, it's a good pilot that introduces our main group of characters with a good enough plot to make me want to see what the full potential of this show is. And this show definitely has potential. I'm looking forward to the coming episodes of Stargirl, and I'm really excited to see what Greg Berlanti and his team have come up with.
This is our destiny.
That's all I have for today, so as always, I hope you guys have a great day, and be sure to watch some great TV. Bye.